everybody, good morning and welcome to the yoga challenge for April 2024. I can't believe we've been doing this for like 3 or 4 years now. This is awesome. It is 6 a.m. Let's get going. We're going to start in the standing position today and just begin to roll the head around, paying attention to all of our joints this morning, starting with the neck. And roll it around each direction a few times in your own time. And move along to the shoulders. Do some shoulder rolls up and back, up and back, up and back, and forward and down, forward and down, forward and down. Take your hands all the way up, lock your thumbs, and stretch, 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 stretch up high. Engaging the core, breathing deep into the belly. And take it to the right. A half moon to the right. Back through center. And half moon to the left. And release, bring the arms down. One more big shoulder roll in each direction. Clasp the hands behind you and stretch those shoulders open in the front. Lift those hands in the back if you have that. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And drop the head back if that's available to you. Release the hands, shake it out. And begin a little twist from side to side. Let's start working on our hips and our waist, spine. And arms overhead, reaching tall, stretch. This time we're going to go up on the toes, each foot individually. We're working on those toe bones, ankles, ankle flexion, knees, hips. Visualize all the joints in your body. And take a forward fold. All the way down. Feel the stretch in the lower back. And don't forget to net your accessory yoga cat. And all the way up, reaching tall. Whew. This time we're going to bend that left arm and reach down the back. You can take your right arm and help it along. Stretch that muscle, stretch the tricep. Reaching down the back. And if you've got it, bring the other arm around for a nice arm bind in the back. Super stretchy. And release. Let's do the other side. Right arm bent above, stretching that tricep, reaching down the back. And reach the other hand around if you've got that. You can also use a tie or a strap between the hands to grasp, hold on to, pull, and lengthen that pose. If you're swimming a lot, this is a great way to loosen up the shoulders and the arms, upper body. And release. Whew. Take a nice deep dive. Notice if your back is a little bit less tight this time for the dive. While we're down here, let's just go ahead and step back into down dog. Bring those hips high, Shoulders and chest reaching for the floor. Spread those fingers, press down through the hands. Bring it up into a plank. Engage the core. And back into down dog. And back to plank. This time we're going to lower down, chaturanga, and into up dog or cobra, whichever suits you. You can lay your legs down and do cobra. You can do baby cobra down here too. Stretch out that front of the body. And from here, come back into all fours, tabletop. And slide those hips from side to side. Take a nice deep stretch. Either side. Really feel that in the hip flexors, the IT band. Whew. And let's do a couple cat-cows. And cats. In your own time, just a few back and forth. Really flexing that spine. Tilting the hips up. And then rounding the back for cat. You can coordinate your breath in and out for each step if that helps you too. I've done it both ways and it's equally accessible either way. Now let's go ahead and lift that left leg. Little donkey kicks here. This is a good time to start getting the glutes engaged. Do about 4 or 5 donkey kicks. And the other side. And let's go back to our hips. Let's take it a little deeper. Hips to the side. And the other side. And this time we're going to reach out our left hand and extend the right foot. That's a little too far back on my mat. Extend the right foot, bouncing in tabletop. And bring the knee and the elbow together. Boop. Stretch. Bring it in. Do about 4 or 5 of these in your own time. One more. And release. Right hand goes out. Left foot goes up. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Don't forget to pet your accessory cat. And bring your elbow to your knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Whew. Curl your toes under and pop it back up into down dog. Hips high. Shoulders and chest reaching for the floor, hands spread. Whew. Take a breath. Deepen your down dog here. And pedal those feet. Doesn't matter if your legs are bent. Pedal them out, stretching those hamstrings. And bring it back to plank. One more time, down dog. To plank, do these a few times. This is a great way to activate the core. Down dog. To plank. Down dog. To plank. This time we're gonna kick that right foot up and bring it between the hands and come up. Standing into warrior 1. Arms ahead, front foot extended out and leg bent. Nice strong quads. Back foot is at an angle to the mat, reaching forward. Straight hips are to the front. And release, hands to the floor, stepping back into down dog. Woo. Down dog to plank. Down dog to plank one more time. Down dog to plank. Down dog, lift the left foot and bring it to the front of the mat. Stepping forward, bring it into warrior one. On the other side, hands forward. Walk that front foot out if you need to. Bend that front leg, back leg at an angle. Nice, strong through the glutes here. Take a step forward. You need to bend, lengthen your stride here. And hands down. Stepping back into down dog. Woo. And drop it to the knees. Knees wide, toes apart. Down into child's pose. And just rest your forehead on your forearms for just a second. Woo, deep breaths. Don't forget to breathe. Woo. 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 Coming up, we're going to stay on our knees and just sit back onto our heels. Put some weight on your heels and feel how that stretches the ankles. Good ankle stretch, get some flexion going there. Gotta keep our ankles nice and loose. Roll those shoulders up and back. Sit tall, gaze straight ahead. And you can take your arms behind to reach the floor. And do a tiny little back bend here. Take your head back. Raising the chest, keeping some weight in the heels. Stretching those arms. And the back, the upper back. Coming forward. Woo. We're going to cross our ankles in the back and come to an easy seat. Find your easy seat. Whatever position feels good to you. Let's take those hands overhead and revisit our half moon. Seated half moon. Feel the stretch all the way from the armpit down through the hip. Make sure to keep both hips locked onto the floor. So the trick here is to not let your left hip come up as you're folding over to the left, to the right. And release. And to the other side, only stretching through here. Keep that hip locked onto the floor. And release. Big old shoulder roll, up and back. And this time we're going to take our right hand behind us and our left hand to our right thigh and do a gentle twist to the right. Breathing deep into the belly. Four or five breaths here. Feel how your twist can deepen with each breath. As you exhale, turn a little bit farther. And release. Come to front and just round that back out. Give it a little rest here. Been working our spine here today, this morning. And release. Take that left hand behind and right hand to the left thigh. Gentle twist to the left, gazing to the left. Breathing deep into the belly. feeling how you can turn just a little bit more with every breath. And release. Coming back to center. Let's do another forward fold here just to even out the back. And release. Let's leave that right leg right where it's at. We're going to straighten our left leg. Time to get into some hamstrings. Yeah. All right. Do a little pulse to the left. About 5 to 10 little pulses. And then let's take that right hand down the side of the leg to deepen that stretch. You're going to feel this in the hamstring on the left, the shoulder on the right arm, and all the way from the hip up on the right. Nice stretch. Release your kneecaps. I tend to hold tension in my kneecap for some reason. I just have to remind myself, release the kneecap. And release, walk it up. Take both legs wide, reaching down, trying to get those toes. If your flexibility is right here, then that's fine. Just go up right here, grab on your thighs. It's a good time to give yourself a little IT band massage too. Oof. That's just like a foam roller. And reaching all the way down. And let's reverse those feet. Bring the left foot in and the right out. And let's do our little pulses. And reaching down with the right hand. Feel that extra stretch through the hamstring, shoulder, and hip. The hip connector there. And hold that for just a few breaths. Release the kneecap. Release. Bring the soles of the feet together wherever you are. Bring them in close to the body. That's the deepest stretch. It's also fine to be out here. It's also fine to use some blocks to help us with these stretches. Move the body forward between the legs for a nice deep forward fold. Butterfly. Butterfly fold, forward fold. Feel the inner thighs. This is also a really good time to give yourself an arch massage. The feet like this, you can get to the arch, you can get to your Achilles really easy. Just add that in, little calf massage, the all those little tendons between your ankle, your feet, and your calves. Just kind of get in there. And stretch it through a little bit deeper this time. You can feel the longer that you do these poses, the more that you do them, the deeper you can get into the pose, the more release you get for your muscles and your tendons and your ligaments. So the better benefit, the more that you do it. After a few more breaths, I'm going to feel my inner hip release. I can almost feel it releasing now. Let's take about 3 more breaths here and see if we can get that inner release. And release. Come on up and let's unwind from wherever you are here. And let's take the legs out straight and come onto our back. Woo. Just take a little breath here, equalize your back. Roll the lower back down onto the mat so that you're flat, no gaps, no spinal curving here. Let's equalize that down and take our knees up. Bend the knees, and we're going to take the knees to the right and the left. Windshield wiper knees here for about 4 or 5 times each direction. This feels so good on the lower back. Also, you can feel the stretch in the quads in the front. So you can use this as a nice quad stretch. And just start noticing how your hips are reacting, how your spine is feeling, that curvature in the lower back, if there's any tension in the lower back right now. And release. Now we're going to roll our shoulders under, take the weight into the heels of the feet and press up into a glute bridge. You can even take your hands under and support your hips up so you can get a deeper stretch, deeper bridge here. And just hold here for about 3 or 4 breaths. Pressing through the heels. And release the arms. Roll the back down slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time. Bring the left knee in and squeeze it up into the shoulder, as far up as you can go. All right. And the right knee. And bring both knees up and rock it side to side. Give that lower back a little massage. A few times each direction here. And release. Take the legs long. Arms overhead if you like, or arms on the chest. Just lay the arms here. We're just gonna chill out for a minute, breathe, check in with our body. Do a once over head to toe, see if you've got any residual crankiness in those joints. Release the shoulders. Take some deep breaths, close your eyes for just a minute. And begin wiggling the fingers and the toes, bringing some awareness back. The arms, open your eyes, bring the knees up and over to one side, rolling to that side, bring it on up, coming on up into an easy seat. Whew. Just take one last head roll in each direction. And one more shoulder roll each direction. Open your eyes, and thank you for coming to the Yoga Challenge day number 1. I will see you again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for some more yoga fun. Have a great day, guys. Bye.